Bum bum wow. Bum 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 bum. Hello everyone, I'm Phillip, and today I'm here to watch Stranger Things Season 4. This one's going to be a little different than normal. This will not be a reaction and review for two reasons. Reason number one is these things are long. Typically I don't shy away from doing longer content, but there's like, 7 of these? And they're each like movie length. Unfortunately, there's so much on my plate right now that I just can't, fit this much content in at the moment. But that's the minor reason. The major reason is because I'm saving reactions and reviews for the future with Justin. And I don't want to do like solo reaction review and then us reaction review. I'd rather just wait till I can start watching it with him. And then we can just, do it in one fell swoop. And it was only recently that he expressed interest in wanting to see them. So in the future at some point, hopefully, we'll be starting Stranger Things. But it is on a very long list of a lot of things that we would like to watch together. This is going to be different, as said, not reaction or review. Instead, this is going to be, basically, I'll watch an episode, then I'll come back, we'll have a chat, quick thoughts off the top of my head about what's going on, and then we'll do that after every single episode. 2 disclaimers. This is like the longest intro ever. 2 disclaimers. 1, it's super hot. Thing up now. It sucks. So, yeah, it's not fun. Disclaimer number 2, I do apologize for any stammering, stuttering, slurring, mouth noise. I do have a speech impediment that acts up from time to time, and I have a glandular issue that acts up all the time. I do my best to remove it in post, but if it bleeds through, I do apologize. So that being said, let's get started already. Thank you for sticking through this long intro, and we're going to start episode 1 of Stranger Things. Without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so that was a thing that just happened. Poor Eddie. They were leaning in hard on the whole like D&D being like Satanist and all that bullshit. Let's say I hypothetically grew up in the 80s because I'm old. It was like that. It was absolutely like that. It was ridiculous. I was very, very young, but even very, very young, I knew that it was absolutely fucking stupid. Like all these like 60 minutes things about Satanism and like heavy metal music, and it was just so like, and everybody was buying it and fear mongering, and I don't know why I'm surprised that it works today. I would like to think that we've evolved to a smarter consciousness as a country, but we really haven't. If anything, now people want to be indoctrinated into some bullshit. This was cool. It was a cool intro to the season. But yeah, we had the juxtaposition of Elle and that gang, and then the rest of the gang doing their living their 2 separate lives. Poor Elle. Her experience is very, very close to my experience in high school. Except mine was more physical. And we'll leave it at that. And then on the other side, we have like this gang. The gang is fractured. Like Max is doing her thing and Lucas is doing his thing. The rest of the gang is doing their thing. I like Eddie a lot. Very cool inclusion. A better Billy, in my opinion, as far as like the new character that's like, supposed to be the cool guy. Except Billy was supposed to be the sex symbol. And I guess in his own way, Eddie could be as well. I like the whole like the montage with where they were layering basketball with the D&D at the same time, like the popular thing versus the unpopular thing, and how they both could be fun. I know which side I would pick. And then you get like Lucas getting the last shot, the game-winning shot. He's the hero. I'm sitting there thinking like, what must that be like to be popular and the hero and be loved by your peers? at that age when it's awkward and awful and all of that. It's just really cool how this episode, the first episode, handled the relationships with everyone and so much splintering. And poor Will, he's trying to be there for 11 and she's just trying to give her presentation on Hopper and then Joyce gets a weird package from Russia that says he's alive, which I think most of us knew anyway, so that's not a huge surprise. So yeah, and then we have this weird thing going on with Chrissy. Well, something from the Upside Down, it looks like, is tormenting her, has like a psychic link to her somehow. And yeah, it's gonna be curious to see how this unfolds. I have a feeling like Eddie might be framed for it due to how he looks and what he likes and all that, I guess we'll go through my notes real quick to see if there's anything I haven't talked about. These are gonna be really, like I said, these are gonna be brief, just like, initial reactions to what I saw. It was crazy seeing everyone so much older. Stop growing up. Old. I'm getting old. Oh my God. It's like when I see my friends and their kids who are now like graduating from high school or in college and have their own kids. It's like, can you stop? Then we have Dustin's girlfriend. At least it was brief. Okay. If you weren't popular in high school, if you were very unpopular in high school, did you also go to pep rallies and just think about how fucking weird they were? The entire school is worshiping the jocks. Why? It's just sports ball. It's so fucking weird to me to this day. Then the kid gets on the microphone and starts talking to the crowd. Who the fuck is that confident in high school? I wasn't. Then he starts listing off all the people that died.
Think about each and every one of our friends who perished in that fire. What did they die for? For us to lose to some crap school? No.
It's like, dude. Ugh. It's poor taste. I don't know what's the point, but can I please have a Hellfire Club shirt? That'd be really cool. I think they're awesome. Gotta say, Max has great taste in music. Listen to some Kate Bush. Very, very, very good. 2 thumbs up. 1 in this point, because I'm holding up this book. And then, yeah, Chrissy's having these weird, like, Chrissy. It's weird. It's weird that something that's possibly from the Upside Down can talk. It's weird. In 1986, you could get a half ounce for $20. Moving on. I remember this happening to me in school. I don't know if it happened to you as well, but when the teacher called out Elle for getting that F in front of the class, that's not cool. It happened to me. Like, not like in that way, but it happened to me in high school. We had to do a report, and I used the word trepidatious in the report to describe whatever I was talking about. And not to be like, oh, look how big. I've liked words, ever since I was a little kid. I would like read the dictionary. It's dorky, I know, but I had like either no friends or a fake friend a so-called friend who was only around when she had nothing else to do. But yeah, he called me out on it, and the class laughed at me, and then yeah, it's a fucking word. If you went to high school with me, he was the guy who taught economics, who could draw the perfect circles on the chalkboard with a chalk. If you see him, tell him I said fuck you. Learn words, dick. We see Tammy. She can't sing at all. This girl, stop. And then we see Lucas's sister, whose name I forget now. I don't have the cast in front of me. But she was a level 14 rogue, so good for her. That's awesome. That was my class of choice as well. So if you ever need a not good rogue in your D&D campaign, give me a call. I will make your game awful. But yeah. Then we had the basketball versus D&D, popular versus unpopular. And then my last note is, what the fuck? That was a very interesting ending. Very exorcist, very, yeah, that did not feel. I hope he's not framed for it, and he doesn't. I like Eddie. He's my favorite character right now. He's cool. I probably would have been afraid of him in high school. But, yeah, I've matured since then, I hope. All right, those are my quick jaunt through my notes. This was a very episode. We are jumping right in, which, obviously that's what we're going to do. We have time, I think, for one more, depending if how long episode 3 is. 2 more, we'll see. But to start today, we're going to go to episode 2 and see what happens. I will see you on the other side. Okay. So, we have a creature that looks like Jeepers Creepers that has the powers of It Follows mixed with I Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay. I'm not sure what to make of this. Like, I'm not really digging the subplot with Hopper so far. How did he survive? Maybe I'll get an answer. See, this is the thing. Like, I'm obviously doing this in real time, so I'm gonna have questions. It's much like when Justin and I watch Doctor Who. We have questions. People are like, "Well, you figure it out in like this episode." Well, not there yet. So so when you're in the moment, you're all you have is hypothesizing. Not really feeling that. And then I'm assuming Vecna is supposed to be like, I don't know. I'm not saying I dislike it, but I'm starting to get that feeling I had in season 3 when everyone else was like, "Oh my god, this is so great," and I was kind of like, it's not. It's got its moments, but it might be all doom and gloom. I'm just saying. The big bad. This feels like a possession revenge horror movie. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the antagonist. I do like the 11 Mike Will thing going on. I like that a lot. I like this awkward position. Well, not like in a good way, but like just how they're portraying it. I like this awkward position that Will is in. Like, I feel really bad for him. So I like that disconnect between them, like, feels organic, and it feels like something that would happen if you moved, far away from each other. Your best friend would slowly start to drift apart from you, while you're basically trying to be the protector of his girlfriend, who's also your friend. But you know what I mean. Like, he's in a tough spot. And then poor 11 again. Like, fuck. One would think that this is going to lead to her getting her powers back, and then going back to Hawkins to fight the Jeepers Creepers, It Follows, power having, I Know You Did Last Summer, motive wielding thing. And then fucking Joyce and conspiracy theory guy are fucking going to Nome, Alaska to try and get Hopper back. I don't know. Why would the guard help? Unless it's just for money, obviously. But then how is he gonna, like, how do you lose an American? Like, when he get in trouble too? I don't know. It'll probably be answered. Obviously it will be. Right now, the only thread I'm really liking is the 11 and Mike and Will thing. Everything else feels a little strange. Go to the notes real fast, see if I talk about anything specific that I didn't talk about already. All right, so can we just talk for a minute about how the main jock dude, Chrissy's boyfriend, looks like he's 17 going on 26? Can we have that conversation? Does anybody agree with me on that? Like, okay. I have said this in past reviews on my film, on the film review channel that I used to have. It still exists, but it's on hiatus due to personal things that I am not at liberty to talk about because they're not my personal things to talk about. I want to say that Dustin and his mom were cast perfectly. Like, they look like they could be related. It is crazy. I like when casting is done like that. I wrote poor Hopper. Also, how are you still alive? Like, you should have been vaporized. Just because you fell to the bottom, it would have done the whole... Maybe he has powers now. I like the idea more that he went into the crack, into the other side. I like that theory more than what we're getting right now. Like, it would have been cool if, like, the antagonist that we're fighting now was actually Hopper, corrupted. That'd have been cool. I wrote, Nancy's friend looks familiar. Found out later his name is Fred. Fred looks familiar. I think I know him from something. But if not, he just looks very familiar to me. And then we have this whole, like, this other subplot with Jonathan and Nancy, and Jonathan's lying and Eleven's lying. There's a bunch of lying going on. Eventually, Will tells Mike the truth, because obviously she's getting teased at the roller rink and bullied. Like, severely bullied. Like, this is slowly entering my territory of being bullied in middle and high school. It's getting there. Thought to myself, Joyce is going to Alaska with $40,000. How much was $40,000 in 1986? Holy crap. Holy crap. Then we have this whole scene with 17 going on 26 guy. He's rallying, everyone like, rah, you know, for Christy, rah. Not only herd mentality, but jock herd mentality is so weird. It's so like this almost creepy masculinity about it. Like, I've always thought like super like, bro, yeah, I'm a jock, yeah, is weird to me. I'm not one. I was good at sports. Like, I was like secretly good at sports. I never did them because I was either too short or, you know, no one wanted me to do them. And then moving on. But just being that outsider, like, I find the human condition so weird on so many levels, and this is one of them. Because then that high school jock culture, like, evolves into the college bro culture. It's kind of the same, like, it's like you're a fetus in the jock culture, and then you know, the larva turns into a big annoying bug, and y'all buzz around together, making the same noise and the same sounds and talking and acting just alike to impress each other. It's not weird or oddly sexual at all. Just saying. This wasn't, but. So I get that, was it the Duffer Brothers? Need to interject as much 80s culture, 80s things into the show. But why the fuck was there a Rubik's Cube on the counter in the video store? When I worked in a video store, you couldn't have shit like that on the counter. I didn't work there in 1986, obviously. It would have been illegal, but maybe it was allowed. I don't know. It's just weird. It just felt like, look at this 80s thing right here. Am I nitpicking? Yeah. They're my notes. This is my review. I'll do what I want. Justin's not here to stop me. Then we get the story of Victor Creel. So is this foreshadowing? Is the upside down room he's in the... I don't know. It could be a red herring. It could be he was possessed by the other side, upside down somehow. I just don't know. I hope this payoff is good. I do. I am intrigued. I'm not saying I hate it, but it's definitely, like I said, Jeepers Creepers with the follows powers with the motive of I know what you did last summer. Then we get that scene where Elle has had enough. Fucking that fucking dick says she go cry to her dad. Oh no, she can't. Then 11 grabs the fucking skate. It just clocks her in the head. Yeah. Wish I had done that. And then the bully's on the ground crying like, oh. This is when the review's gonna get, like, you know, divisive. There's gonna be people out there that sympathize with her. We shouldn't have to resort to violence. How much more bullshit is she supposed to take? She's being assaulted. Like, physically assaulted. And then this happens every time. The bully is the bully. Just pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes and pushes. And when the victim fights back, all of a sudden the bully is the victim. And everyone feels bad for them. I have a story I could tell you. I'm not going to tell it right now, but I have a story I could tell you. It's just amusing how what popularity and being from the right family and having the right money and the right standing in the community, what that can buy you. I know all too well. And then my last few notes are about me, the whole possession revenge thing, and then all the movies it feels like. I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. I don't know. We're going to try and get episode 3 in before bed. I'm going to have to message Justin and let him know I'll be watching when he comes home. So we're going to get one more in, so we can try to do 4, 5, 6, 7 tomorrow. I think we get those 4 done tomorrow. Willing, the neighbor's willing, and my asthma's not acting up because they're, turning this into a smoke shop. So yes, let's go on to episode 3 and see where the plot goes from here. Right now I'm iffy on most of it, but yeah. So, as before, I will see you on the other side.
I said leave me alone. Can I say no? I can't say no.
It's just a cop. Doctors are wrong.
She can't force.
So just finished episode 3. So the big bad is now Jeepers Creepers with the powers from It Follows, with the motive from I Know What You Did Last Summer, now with he's Professor X now. He has the power of Cerebro. I know I might be in the minority here. Ow. And I completely respect that. I do. I am in a lot of things, not even intentionally. It's just, sometimes you see things and this is kind of fucking stupid. I'm sorry. This is stupid right now. This is not. There's too much borrowing from so much stuff. So I'm supposed to think that Victor Creel, his family was killed by this demon, this Jeepers Creepers that follows I Know What You Did Last Summer, Professor X Cerebro guy. 1959. Demon was living in his house. Tried to exorcise it, pissed it off. Killed his family in retaliation, took their eyes. Didn't contort them, didn't it follows them or anything. I don't know. Maybe it didn't say. So, my question is, and again, only on episode 3, so everything here is hypothesizing, is, thinking out loud. What the fuck has the thing been doing since 1959? Has it been asleep this whole time? We've had mind flayers and demigorgons and all this stuff, and this thing has just been like, nah, I'm good. I'm going to chill here. As of right now, I'm not feeling this at all. But that's not to say I'm not interested. Let's not get those two things twisted. I'm very interested. If I wasn't, let's stop watching. I've done it before with shows. I said in the last episode that I hope that they stick the landing in the end with this. I want them to. This does have potential to be something. It does. And they could explain all of this and make it the most awesome, cool thing ever. But they always have to interject these just like kind of dumb things. Like last season, spoilers for season 3 if you haven't seen it, I don't know why you'd be watching this one if you haven't. Kids infiltrate the secret military base just effortlessly and with sass. And 11 gets caught because she hit the girl. But that's not going to mean anything now, is it? We spent 2 episodes building up this like tension with her bully, and then bullying the gang, and that's where it was going, to get her caught. And then Paul Reiser shows up, and everything he said it made no sense. He has a program that could give her. I know I'm supposed to suspend disbelief. I know I am. It's fiction. It's science fiction. For fuck's sake. I get that. I know that. But he has a program that can give her powers back. Like, I mean, we've already fucking completely ripped off Elfin Lied. But it just didn't make any sense. Like, I'll get to it in my notes, but I just... There are things that I do like. I'm not trying to shit all over it. But the main driving force for the big bad is so... It's just too much... Not just existing properties. It's so much corny horror movie. Again, I can feel the heat. I know people are like, you're just being an asshole. You don't understand. Or you've seen it all already. Now, granted, when this comes out, it'll be all the episodes back to back to back. So it'll be interesting to watch this and see the progression. So I think this is kind of a fun little experiment to do. Just to see the evolution of reaction and opinion. But I am not feeling this right now. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to. I'm not going into it like, this is dumb, I'm going to hate this. And then the plot with Hopper, it just feels so tacked on. And Paul Reiser being there feels so shoehorned, and he can give her powers back. And he says there's a war coming. How do you know that? How do you know that? That sounds like conjecture. And then on top of that, he says something to the extent of life as we know it is on the line. How do you know that? You don't even know what you're fighting yet. Unless you do, and I don't know that yet. Then I'm in the dark. From what I know right now, which is the review of episode 3 right now, it makes no sense. I just... Season 1 was so good. I'm not gonna naysay it. I said I wasn't going to. But if this turns out to be inferior, like season 3 was to me, even more so right now, because at least season 3 was like a pretty much copy paste of season 2 with the bad and the whole. But I did like the mind flayer aspect of season 3. Because even if other parts of the plot were kind of corny or dumb or made no sense, like kids breaking into a secret underground Russian base, there at least was like a cool, the other side, and just all this cool. This isn't cool. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are digging the shit out of this. And that's totally fair. Like, if you like this a lot, fair play. I'm glad you're liking it. But I am still invested in the story and where it's going. I'm not going to just like throw in the towel, like I said. But I'm also not going to be like, oh, this is all right. I don't care for it, but it's okay. No, what kind of review is that? So, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Let's go to my notes and see what I haven't talked about yet. Little moments that I might have liked and all that stuff. When the helicopter was landing at Paul Reiser's house, I thought it was a UFO at first. And I was like, okay, can we fucking stop? For a second there, I was like, okay, can if it was a UFO or some weird shit, it would just jumped the shark, and I would have been like, okay, stop putting so much shit in there. I'm surprised the helicopter wasn't made out of Rubik's Cubes. So we went from the government thinking that 11's doing it to now she's not, because she doesn't have her powers. So did Paul Reiser tell them that she didn't have her powers? Could we have had that scene? Because now they're collecting everybody. I mean, and I forgot to mention last episode, that's cool to see the gang getting back together slowly. In this one, we had Nancy joining the fold. So it's kind of cool to see them slowly get back together. I like that. That part I do like. I think the way they went about getting, everyone, like with 11 and Will and all of that, and Jonathan, all them back, I think that could have been better as it's being told right now. But when they said that, I was like, what if 11 was really doing it somehow? Like, she didn't have her powers, but she had a psychic connection still. Before we found out it was Demon in the attic. That hasn't done shit since 1959. But then I thought, what if she doesn't have her powers? Because Vecna, I'm going to call it Vecna because that's what we're calling it. What if Vecna is using her powers? And that's why she has none. Because it's using, like, somehow, I don't know. I'm just, again, it's a theory. They have theories in the episode 2 that, yeah, okay. I appreciated the potheads eating at the table. Not going to say I can identify with that, but just maybe. If true, not in many, many years, but once upon a time, perhaps. We have this tension between Mike and 11. He didn't say, he didn't sign his things love to her, and she's feeling isolated and like a monster, and he says, they're all nobodies and you're a superhero. Foreshadowing, they're literally going to become nobodies because now they're erased from the plot, apparently. The government's going to make that go away. And she's going to go back to Hawkins and be a superhero. Okay. And she'll okay, we'll get there. Maybe, if the cops are taking your girlfriend away who has magical telekinetic mind, powers, maybe don't call her 11 in front of the cops. Her name is Jane. Just a thought. We see Hopper in what I consider the weakest subplot right now. It is so absurd. Do we have to do something with, like, he's in a Russian slave labor camp? Why? Why couldn't he have died? Why couldn't he have been in the upside down? Why couldn't he have went in the crack? He somehow didn't get vaporized, and when they went to slave labor camp, and now there's this weird fucking subplot of Joyce trying to rescue him. What? Why? I like the actor. I think he's cool, but was it just to give him something to do? I don't get it. I'm sorry. Maybe people think this is cool. I think it's just kind of absurd. I did appreciate more. Let's get some positivity in here. Some more. There's been positivity. Some more though. I did appreciate as the gang's getting back together and they're kind of just like they're Scooby-Doo figuring it out. I like those moments, even if they are kind of corny. Can we go somewhere or do something with a stupid, just mindless jock idiots, please? I'm hoping that the kid that got hit with like the psychic thing in the truck is going to get, it follows it in front of 17 going on 26, because he's annoying and I want him to not be in the story anymore. I'm assuming though this is why the other bullies are being written out, because we can only have room for one group of asshole popular dickhead people in high school. I don't know. I thought when they split up that the one kid was going to get, then they would think that Eddie did. They're stupid. They're really, really stupid. Sorry, they're dumb. But more positivity. We get Team Dustin and Steve back. Yay. Their chemistry together is off the charts. It's so good. They need to have like a buddy, like a mystery series where they just go around solving mysteries together. Like basically like Supernatural, but with them. Do that. That would be so good. He's always like, I'm always the goddamn babysitter. Well, true. Then I wrote, thinking back to them eating food and all that, I think if I were actually stoned, I might enjoy this more. It seems like this would be much more enjoyable. Like, under the influence. If you were, while watching it, let me know. Was it more enjoyable? Did you enjoy it? Or was it still like, what the shit? I always gotta appreciate when the popular people can be the bullies. He's bullying Eddie's bandmates. No repercussions. Yeah, okay. Now, I am biased. I'll admit that. I'm not going to shy away from that. I'm 100% biased, but... And then this fucking weird-ass subplot with Hopper and breaking his ankle to get out of his shackles, and... Then we get to the part where he has a way to bring back her powers. He has this magical computer that can not only bring back her powers, but make her even more powerful than before. That's very, very convenient. And I already complained about what he said to her in the diner. I felt bad for the cook at the diner. Made all that food. I hate seeing food go to waste on shows and in real life at that. I wasn't like the poorest kid in the world, but there were times we had to reach out for help to like the local churches or whatnot to eat. But there are reasons for that I won't get into because, apparently I already defile the family name as I talk about stuff openly. But let's just say I don't like food going to waste. And then, it's targeting Max, which means this has to go somewhere now. They're targeting one of the main characters now. This Jeepers Creepers. It follows. I know you did last summer, Professor X, and so now it's gonna come to a head. And then see this is and then the end. And then this is what I'm talking about. The end. It's like Max. Max. That's so corny. That was not nothing. You could have done the Max thing, and then like done a close up of her face, and she's just like, "Why do we need to see the Jeepers Creepers monster's eyes open? Why?" I'm sorry, it's corny. It's corny. This feels like this feels like Goosebumps, like legit Goosebumps. Like this was written for preteens with really good budget and in the 80s. Yeah, okay, I'm just gonna, yeah, that's all. As you can see, it is bright as hell out. It is approaching my bedtime. I'm a vampire. I'm gonna wrap this one up for now. We will continue this tomorrow and hopefully finish. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 4 more to go, and then the 2 whenever those are released. I haven't looked into it because I'm trying to avoid spoilers like usual. But yeah, that's all for now. There's probably something I'm forgetting, but I need to go wind down and go spend some time with Justin, who came home from work a little bit ago. So I want to go spend time with him before we go to bed. So flip side and all that stuff. Yeah. Bum 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 bum